In just a bit, we'll fix that connection. In the meantime, we have the government's nationwide price cap on COVID-19 swab tests taking effect today. Under this order, private labs can only charge patients up to 5,000 pesos, while the maximum for public facilities is at 3,800 pesos. Health Secretary Francisco Duque III says they will also eventually set a price range for rapid antigen testing. The implementation comes just a day after the country logged over 2,000 new cases for the first time in over 2 weeks. Duque attributed the spike to recent typhoons that forced thousands of Filipinos into crowded evacuation centers.
Sa mga evacuation centers natin ay posibleng naging dahilan din yan sa kaunting pagtaas ng kaso at syempre itong pagsalubong ng Kapaskuhan at nasa GCQ tayo, yung mga tao ay muling lumaki ang bilang ng lumalabas.
All right, it is November 30. It's Bonifacio Day, and President Duterte is calling on Filipinos to draw inspiration from Andres Bonifacio's courage and patriotism as the country continues to battle the COVID-19 pandemic. In his message, the president highlighted Bonifacio's role in sparking the revolution that awakened his countrymen. Duterte's taped speech was aired during the wreath-laying ceremony at the Bonifacio Monument in Caloocan City earlier today.
As we overcome the challenges of COVID-19 pandemic, as we remember his life and deeds, may the values he fought for inspire us all to become warriors of the just, progressive, and inclusive society that he envisioned more than a century ago.
Vice President Leni Robredo challenged Filipinos to adapt Bonifacio's courage even in small ways, from following health protocols and helping typhoon victims to standing up for the rights of the oppressed. For their part, progressive groups staged a rally in Mendiola to demand accountability from the government over the handling of the pandemic and the recent effects of back-to-back typhoons to the poor. Labor group Partidong Manggagawa also expressed concern over the undistributed 10 billion pesos in cash aid under the SAP or Social Amelioration Program. We're going to pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Keep it here on One News. Hi, Greg, hi. It's Sean. Can you hear us? Can you hear us now? You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Tourism Department is eyeing the creation of regional travel bubbles to finally allow Filipinos trips to nearby countries. More domestic tourist destinations are also set to reopen to visitors. JC Cosico has the story.
Isabella and her friends were supposed to go on a Tri-City tour in Iloilo, Bacolod, and Guimaras last September. However, their trip got called off due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
July siya nag-notice sa amin na cancel na talaga yung flight namin. Nalungkot kasi inaabangan ko din siya.
Her family's plan to celebrate New Year in Hong Kong was also cancelled.
Very looking forward to it kasi as it was our first and then it will be our first time to go out of the country and gusto din namin ma-experience yung Disneyland kasi
Some good news for Isabella and other travelers though. The tourism department is now in talks with its counterparts across Asia for the creation of a travel bubble.
Preference ng mga turistang manggagaling sa mga lugar na binanggit ko, yung mga resort destination. Pero siyempre yung international travel bubble or travel corridor can only be pursued pag wala na po yung restrictions sa international travel.
Travel bubble arrangements are part of the DOT's efforts to revive the hard-hit tourism sector. Such arrangements have only been put up in low-risk domestic tourist destinations. Among the areas that have opened their borders are Siargao, Baguio, and Boracay. Officials in these areas have also been implementing strict health protocols, especially in accommodation establishments.
Well, unang-una kailangan under modified GCQ, no? Kailangan yung mga contactless booking, pagdating mo sa hotel, no? Kailangan physical distancing, meron kang limit doon sa number of guests, no, na pwedeng tumira doon sa kwarto, no?
Travel agencies welcome the possibility of having travel bubbles soon.
Kumaga nagiging masaya kami kasi parang sana makabawi na kami kahit papaano, na sana may mga tao na talagang willing na mag-book, na gusto na mag-travel talaga.
Tourism officials are calling on the public to travel and help small-time companies that have also suffered due to the pandemic.
The commitment of the department is to help restart tourism, to help the recovery of tourism enterprises, and most especially to help bring back livelihood to our workers, especially at the community level.
The agency also welcomed the reopening of Coron, Palawan and Siargao starting December 1. Coron will allow tourists aged 15 to 65 to enter the island under a test before travel policy. This means that travelers should acquire a negative RT-PCR test result within 72 hours. As for Siargao, visitors will be asked to present a negative test result taken within the past 48 hours. For News 5, JC Cosico, we are One News.
And reports that one lawmaker attempted to insert a dangerous provision in the Comelec's 2021 budget circulated over the weekend. Senators rushed to assure the public that they will oppose this attempt, which seeks to waive the election body's safeguards in relation to automated polls. Man Los Baños joins us live from Pasig for the details. Man, can you tell us more about this said insertion and who made this suggestion?
Sean, Senate President Tito Soto has ordered the Senate Finance Committee to remove a provision in the Senate version of the 2021 national budget which proposes to waive the requirements of the Comelec's procurement of equipment which will be used in the automated polls. Over the weekend, reports floated that someone in the upper chamber is allegedly seeking to give the poll body an authority to disregard all the requirements and safeguards under the Section 12 of the Automated Election Law. In a tweet, Senate President Tito Soto said he would not allow this, and today he confirmed that indeed the said provision was inserted in the budget bill without being discussed in the plenary. Senate Minority Leader Franklin Drilon said he received a similar report. Drilon said he doesn't know who authored the amendment. For his part, Senate Finance Committee Chairman Sonny Angara said his colleagues have instructed him to guard against the provision before the Congress ratifies the budget. Meanwhile, Sean, Senator Manny Pacquiao welcomes any investigation into his team's supposed breaching of quarantine protocols when they went to Batangas to distribute relief goods. Pacquiao's camp, Sean, also insisted that they try to enforce social distancing and other health protocols in all of their events. Sean?
Thanks for that update, Man Los Baños, reporting to us live from Pasig City. And the president is expected to announce new quarantine classifications later today. Let's get back around to Greg Gregorio, who joins us live from Antipolo City. Greg, hi. What are local officials and experts saying ahead of this announcement?
Mayors are recommending the extension of the capital region's general community quarantine until the year end, but they reach a consensus on shorter curfew hours from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. for the traditional Simbang Gabi. According to San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora, their recommendation may take effect across Metro Manila come December 1. Mayors note, however, that while GCQ may be retained, office parties and other social events should be discouraged. But for the UP Octa research team, the national and local governments must enforce the limit of 10 persons per gathering in NCR as well as other restrictions. According to the team, a 4% spike in the average daily new COVID-19 cases was observed in NCR last week. In fact, the National Capital Region remains at the top of the list of areas with most number of fresh infections. Experts have also seen an increase in the reproduction rate of the virus in NCR and the rest of the country. Marikina City Mayor Marcy Teodoro admits that celebrations of upcoming holidays may result in a surge of cases. The arrest of transmission is also a challenge as over 700 typhoon-affected residents of the city remain at evacuation centers. But Teodoro notes that some of the reported cases of COVID-19 were infected prior to evacuation. Son NCR mayors also maintained that physical carolings will not be allowed, while gatherings must be limited to those individuals living in the same household. Now, whether or not the GCQ will be extended, we don't know yet if the national government will heed their recommendation, as President Duterte has yet to decide on the matter. But the chief executive is expected to address the nation later today. Sean?
All right, we all gonna watch out for that. Thank you so much for that update, Greg Gregorio, joining us live from Antipolo City today. Lawmakers and netizens are decrying the AFP's making public a photo of the remains of 22-year-old Javelin Cullamat, who was killed in a military encounter. The Army has assured the bereaved family of assistance, but also insists that it was not the officer's intention to use the dead body as a war trophy. Jem Avancenia with the report.
The brothers of Javelin Cullamat couldn't hold back their tears during the wake of their youngest sibling. Jesrin said they were hesitant at first to accept Javelin's death because they knew she was in Manila to study. On Sunday, the Army reported that the 22-year-old girl was killed in a shootout in the town of Marihatag, Surigao del Sur. According to the military service, Javelin, or alias Kareb, was a medic under the Guerrilla Front 19 of Northeastern Committee. A photo from the 3rd Special Forces Battalion showed her body laid down with seized weapons while soldiers posed in the back. The Filipinos agency posted a photo on Twitter, which has since been deleted following the outcry of netizens. The victim's mother, Euphemia Cullamat, herself has strongly condemned the military for disrespecting the remains of her daughter. The Bayan Muna Solon says Javelin is not a trophy to be paraded for propaganda, calling on the military to respect their grief. Euphemia explains that her youngest child joined the New People's Army because of the abuses of the military among the Lumads. But Lieutenant Colonel Joey Baybayan says it was them who asked for help in mitigating the presence of armed groups in their area.
Nang dahil nga sa tulong din o information na ibinigay sa amin ng mga sibilyan na nanggaling sa tribo. So, yun nga, nagkaroon ng 45-minute na encounter between our troops at saka yung grupo ng SYP platoon ng Guerrilla Front 19. So, as a result, may isang enemy killed, body count, at saka may mga captured na mga war materials.
A member of the Army visited the wake of Javelin in the town of Lianga, Surigao del Sur earlier on Monday. Brigadier General Alan Hambala of the 41st Infantry Brigade personally asked for apologies. Hambala explained that it was never their intention to present the dead body of their family member as a war trophy.
Napaabot ko rin yung my personal apology talaga sa nangyari. So, although wala kaming intent, so whatever na nailabas naman, sabi ko I'll be taking yung full responsibility sa nangyari. Din pinaparating ko yung personal kong pakikiramay, personal kong apology sa pamilya.
The Army assured the bereaved family of continuous assistance until Javelin is laid to rest. For News 5, Jem Avancenia, we are One News.
For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.